Well, hi y'all. My name is Kelly Jean with the Jean of All Trades, and I'm going to show you today how to make a patriotic wreath. I've got one already pre-made just to save some time, but first of all, I'm going to show you what I have used to get ourselves going. Hopefully you'll enjoy this. It can make one for your own front door. So what I started with is I started with some mesh, and it comes in rolls like this size. This is a 6-inch by 30 feet. And what I used for this particular wreath is a red, white, and blue plaid. I've also used a red, and I've also used a blue. Now, like I said, I've already done a lot of prep work. I used my handy dandy rotary cutter, and all I did was I rolled the rolls out to 30 inches so you can see how long that is. And I will show you how we're gonna do the ruffle method here in just a little bit, okay? I've also used some 2-inch, or actually I think this was 2 by 5-inch ribbon, and I found this on Amazon as well as my mesh, and I really love this because it's kind of thick. It's like a nice little fabric. It's got some glitter in it, and it's pretty cool. So I'm gonna use that. I'm also going to use this little bitty pom-pom here. I've already installed I believe 5 of them, but I found these at Walmart. They came on a stick like this, and I just merely used my wire cutters and snipped them, and then used some pipe cleaners to attach them. So we're gonna ended up using 2 picks of this, which gives me 6 mylars. And then my final embellishment that I'm gonna put on there are some little rockets, nice and little glittery. I've cut them apart. They came on a stick like this, and I just cut them apart, and I'll show you how we're gonna attach those. Now, before I really got started, I started with a work wreath, such as this. This is a 15-inch where the hardware is, but then the chenille stems that are attached, it will expand to make a 24-inch wreath. So what I used was one that had a royal blue glitter so that it kind of matches my theme, so that my chenille stems don't really show up. So this is what I started with. So I'm gonna go ahead and get you started on how we're gonna do this. So here's my wreath that I've already pre-made, okay? And again, this was just a big time saver for us. And I'm gonna finish out the last 3 spots on this. As you can see, I've already started, got a lot going on here, but I've got 3 more areas right down in here that I'm going to put my ruffle technique mesh bows in there, okay? So I'm gonna scoot this to the side, and this is how you do the ruffle technique, okay? I would go ahead and open these up a little bit so that you can see them whenever you get ready to put your mesh in. So I'm gonna start off with my red, and you're just going to spread it out. Sometimes if you need to put something heavy on the other end, you can do so, but you're just gonna start out with a little roll, and then you're just gonna walk your fingers up the middle until you get to the end, and then you're gonna finish with another little roll. Okay, so it gives you a nice little ruffle effect. You can pull this, stretch this, however you want to do it. So when you go to insert it into your chenille stems, you want to put it sideways so that whenever you get it in there, you can pull it up against the one that is next to it, and it helps it to stand up. So you just take your chenille stems and you just give it a couple of little twists, okay? There are 2 rows to this. You can see here and here. So I've already done the bottom row, and what I'm working on now is the top row. Once you get it in place, then you can pull it as such. If you're gonna put more ribbons in, which I know I'm gonna put another ribbon in right here, I'm gonna leave these chenille stems right here. Otherwise, you could take your wire cutters and just cut them off if you're not gonna use them for embellishments, okay? So the next one I'm gonna use is my red, white, and blue plaid. And again, I'm just gonna spread it out. These are 30 inches, 6 inches apart, but I measured them 30 inches long. Start off with a little roll, and then you're gonna walk your fingers up the middle, gathering it there in the middle, and at the end you're going to finish it off with another little roll. Now, some people I have watched will turn this over and not do the little rolls and then take another color and put little curls in there, which is perfectly fine. I've done that on some of my other wreaths before, but on this particular one, since I was using 3 different colors, I kind of wanted to make sure I had curls on each one of my ruffles. So there you have it. You pull it up just like this so that they kind of stand up against each other. And I'm gonna go ahead and clip this because I know I'm not gonna use that for my ribbon. And then lastly, I will do my 3rd one. This will be the final one. This is what I was telling you some other people do. They'll turn it to where the curls are down, and then they'll do the same method. And when they do, they don't have the curls here on the end. But I like the curls, so that's how I like to do this. think it looks really cute. Makes it look really full, okay? So I'm walking up the middle with my fingers, getting to the end, finish it off with a roll. Make sure I got a good grip on it. And I will place it right here on my last set of chenille stems. Now these work wreaths, you can buy them at the Dollar Tree if you would like, and put your own chenille stems on there. If you do that, you just need to make sure that they're secure and stuck to the rim, because these things will move on you if they're not attached real well. They'll slide up and down. Okay, so there I have all of my deco mesh secured onto my work wreath. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna finish putting my ribbon on. Now you can see I've got my red and white ribbon all the way around, but I'm gonna go ahead and put another one right here in this red one that I just attached, and I'm gonna put one inside of this blue one that I just attached. A lot of times this is really just, I don't wanna say eyeball, but a lot of times I just eyeball it where I need some ribbon. So what I've done is I have taken my ribbon off the roll and I measured it out to be 12 inches, okay? I've already cut those. A lot of people call them dovetails. I like to call them a V for Kelly Vandy Walker. But here is one that is not, so let me show you how you do that once you get your strips of ribbon cut. Fold it in on the edges as such, put the edges away from you, take your scissors and cut away from you, and that's gonna give you the little V, okay? Do the same thing on the other one. Cut away from you, and you've got yourself some dovetails, some V's on the end, okay? So, what I did is I kind of chose to put these where there's a lot of high contrast. Around the outside, I put them inside of the blue tool, and I'm gonna do that on this blue tool, but same tool, I mean mesh, but I'm also gonna put it in a red one just because it has a high contrast. So I'm gonna take 2 pieces of ribbon. You can fold it in the middle so that you can get exactly the center, just like that. Then you're going to pinch them together. Hold it with your fingers, pull that down so it's nice and tight, and then find your chenille stems again. Again, slide it in sideways like you did with the deco mesh, and you're going to twist this off. Once you get done twisting it off and you're done with all of those chenille stems, then you're just gonna take it and you're going to tug on it to pull them apart, okay? And some people like to do both colors at the top. I like to alternate mine just for added contrast, okay? So you're just gonna pull those up, spread them out, just like that, okay? I will do my last one here. And I believe this came out to be about 7 sets of ribbon that I chose to put on there. And again, I'm gonna slide it over and I'm gonna put it right here on this red deco mesh, and I'm just gonna twist it off, just like that. And go ahead and trim those because I don't need those anymore. And again, just pull them apart. This is wired ribbon, meaning that it is wired right here on the edges. So you can play with it, it helps you to shape it, and it will most likely hold its form and shape much better than if you didn't have wired ribbon. You can use satin ribbon, but it's not really gonna hold its shape as much, okay? So there we have the rest of our deco mesh and our ribbon included. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you how to finish it off with these little pom-poms that I got. So I have this right here. Again, I had it in a 3-pack. It came in like a little pick or a little spray. You can find these for whatever season you need. And I'm going to take a chenille stem or pipe cleaner, and I'm just gonna go right here in the middle. I'm gonna part it down the middle and fold it as I part those little mylar strips till I get to the pick. And once I get to the pick, I'm just gonna twist it down a little bit so that I will have something to attach it to my work wreath with, okay? So there we have it, okay? Now what I did is on these work wreaths, let me get my example. On these work wreaths, they have these crossbars right here, and I put one on each one of those crossbars coming from the front. So I'm gonna find my last crossbar, which I believe is right down here on the ones I did the mesh with, so it's gotta be right in here. there it is. Okay, so I'm just gonna part my little deco mesh and find my chenille stems on the back side. Okay, once I find the chenille stems on the back side, I'm just going to use them to twist around the pipe, or twist the pipe cleaner around the crossbar that I have back there. Okay, and you know, when you're doing attaching embellishments and stuff like this, you don't want to pull it too tight, because then it sinks down into your deco mesh. So I just like to do it kind of nice and loose. Just twist it off a little bit. You can always tuck it down around under the bars there. It's a great thing about chenille stems, they're so flimsy, okay? When you turn it around, then you can kind of poke it, pull it, and twist your mesh around so that you can see it how you want to see it, okay? So you can see right now, I do not have a top to my wreath. Now sometimes I will add bows, but since I had all the little pom-poms and this great ribbon, it really turned out great. I'm not gonna add a bow to this one, but if you did, you would just look at it, decide where you thought maybe a bow might go, maybe it's the bottom, the side, wherever you like, and then you could attach it. Then you could go on with your other embellishments. Now I could leave it just like this because it's got enough glitter in it. Somebody I'm sure would really love that, but I found these and I think they are adorable. So I'm going to attach them pretty much the same way that I attach my Mylar pom-poms. So if I just hold it up, you can, if you have an easel or a hook or somewhere where you can hang it, you can pull this up here like this. I'm just gonna try to find a spot to slide these in and attach them to the crossbars in the back, okay? You can also use your mesh. Your mesh in this instance will help to hold your stems in place, although you do want to secure them because you don't want them to bounce around when front doors are being opened and closed. So you find a spot that you want to put them in, and we will attach that with a chenille stem in the back. And then I've got my other one here. I think I'll make him go a little bit lower, but a little in the opposite direction. Okay, tuck it in, and then we would come around with our pipe cleaners. We would come around to the back, or we would turn it over on its face, and we would attach it, okay? So from this point, once you attach your little embellishments and you've got them all in place, the best thing you can do is hang it up somewhere or lay it flat and just straighten out your ribbons, get them to where you like it, step back, take a good look at it, and otherwise, you're good to go. Doesn't take but maybe, oh, I don't know. Took me maybe 45 minutes to complete this if I went from the get-go to the end. But this is a nice little patriotic wreath that you can use 4th of July, Memorial Day, I don't know, maybe Labor Day. You can make it in any different colors that you like, but I really enjoy doing this one. If you want to follow me, I'm called the Jean of All Trades. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook. I also have a website called A Jean of All Trades. Look me up or private message me and ask me some questions. I'll be happy to help you. Again, my name is Kelly Jean with the Jean of All Trades. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you have a good evening.